This class we'll discuss the protection of bus bars. Okay, so what is the need of protection of bus bar? We know that the bus bar is an interlink for feeders. That means uh, this will be connected interlink with sending of different connecting and alternators, different alternators, and this is sending and this is the receiving. These are the feeders will have, and again he will have a transformers and all. Okay, so this is the main thing. We have to protect the bus bar. That means in this section this is the protection zone. Okay, that means in this bus bar protection means you have to protect the CTs which are connected here and the alternators, and this is the outer section. Okay, so this is our section need to protect. We have to protect the circuit breakers which are present here and the alternators. So our job is to protect. This is our zone and this is the external zone. Now how to protect this bus bar zone? Our thing is first we have a differential protection scheme here also. So the differential protection zone, differential protection scheme we apply here for protection of bus bars. Okay, now for that to justify, I am taking the bus bar and I am taking for this bus bar I am connecting, this is the CT of one bar and we have isolation also, and this is the alternator. Okay, and this is also one circuit breaker and we have alternators here, and again this is the sending circuit breaker, isolation and sending, and we'll also have a circuit breaker, isolation, sending. Okay, so this is the thing. So our aim is to protect this zone. Okay, in that squench of protection what we do is we use the circuit CT configuration. That is we'll place the CTs, okay, in such a manner to find the fault. Okay, so we'll connect the CTs in series manner, and we'll connect the outer thing okay, this is the connection, and we'll have a relay coil here. Okay, so this is the protection zone, this is the protection zone. Okay, so the relay should operate when there a fault is occurred. Now for example, for external fault we have used in the differential protection by using the CTs. Okay, so this is the when external fault occur, what happen is here. So the CTs, the relay coil which are using should not operate. That is a differential relay. We know that for external fault this should not operate. So what happen is if there a fault occur here means, that means the current which is flowing from this section, from this the same current will flow, that is I1 current will flow, and the same current I2 will flow, which is greater than the normal current. So the fault is happened externally. That means this is the fault section. The fault is occurred here. Now fault is occurred, because of that fault high current will flow through the high current will flow from the sending side, and also it reduces to here also. But the same current, what are the current, high current is equal to I2 minus I1 and I2. That means this I1 current will flow like this, and same written like this, and this also written like this. So what are the current entering it is, what are the current entering according to KCL? if we take current I here entering, that is current entering I1 equal to I plus I2. So I1 minus I2 equal to I. Since I1 is equal to I2, so I entering equal to 0. So that means the relay will not operate for this external fault. Okay. If you consider a fault is occurred internally, that means our protection zone is this. Okay. If the fault occurred somewhere here in the bus bar or at the CT the isolation and all, now what happens is the current which is flowing I1 will not equal to I2 because there is a fault occurred in between. There is a malfunction happening in between. This current will flow which is not equal to I1. Therefore there will be a change in current, that is I1 will not equal to I2. So there is a relay will operate here because I1 minus I2 will be not equal to 0. Okay. So therefore the relay will operate for the internal fault. But we have a considerable disadvantage of differential protection. Why? Because in differential protection the CTs will get saturated. That is the main disadvantage we have. Why? If CTs are saturated means then the relay will operate for external fault also, the malfunction for a mal operation. So the no CTs in the differential protection have the same configuration, even though for external fault they will get operated. So we don't use here maximum, we don't use the differential protection for this bus bar. For that we move to high impedance relay, and that is high impedance relay. We use high impedance relay or we use biased relay. Okay, biased protection we have seen in the alternators, right? So what are the disadvantages? Like we have seen from the protection of simple differential relay, we came to modified differential relay, and we gain to modified to biased thing, and we, so in that biased means merge price we use. Not in this to overcome the disadvantage of this differential relay, we use the protection of this bus bar for we'll name it as high impedance relay. Okay, we'll go to high impedance relay. In that high impedance relay the configuration will be somewhat different, but with required care, some special care is taken, that is high impedance relay, high impedance relay of relay protection of bus bar. Okay, so what is this? For this, what is the configuration we use? What is the circuit we use? We'll see now. So this is the alternator supply we use. I'm taking two alternator here, and with the sending end, we also have sending end, and we have the sending end. Now we have the CTs here. We also CTs here. Okay, CTs here, and these are connected like this. And now in this section what we will do is we connect LC component. Okay, LC tuning component with a bridge here. Okay, we will connect the bridge here, and middle of that we keep a relay, the required relay, and this is further connected to triac. Okay, triac resistor, and then it is further connected to overcurrent relay. Okay, and this is connected like this. Okay, and this is connected like this. See this is the middle part, okay, and this is connected in series, okay. What are the current entering will enter like this. So the current, if the fault occurred here, means the current I1 will enter and I2 will enter, and what of the external high surges will enter like this, and this is the triac resistor will call, and we use this is as a surge resistor will also called surge resistor, okay. So the main principle is here is lying here. Whenever the external fault occur, so when the differential relay, we have the problem with that we have a problem that for a high resistance, like for a malfunction, the CTs will get saturated. Even though CTs will saturated, the high harmonic currents which are flowing inside this will not be operated, because these LC are manufactured to sense the fundamental components only. Okay, what are the fundamental components only? Fundamental components, like sudden surges, you don't allow the flow of current. Only fundamental component which are harmful for our protection thing only it is allows. Fundamental components it allows the circuit, okay. And what are the high surges? Suppose a current high surge is coming, the relay will not operate for high surges. What are the high surges currents will flow through this triac resistance, and with the over relay will operate. If it is over, then high current will flow, means it need to operate, and this operate, but the relay will not operate, okay. Similar way for the internal fault also. In that case also, this this need to operate for the internal fault is generally operate for the internal fault, but this only takes the fundamental component. But even though it is a high fault, then it takes the fundamental fault necessary to operate. It bypass the remaining unwanted harmonics and all through triaristor. But the main thing it will done here. But for external fault, this not to operated. In that case, the whatever the component which is not necessary to operate, it searches to the other direction. It bypass the for the external fault. For internal fault, it takes some fault to operate, but it surges to other. For in both direction, in both cases, this will get operated. But for this to get operated for the internal loads only, it get operated. And this bridge is for protecting the relay when high voltage is taking place in the internal faults, okay. In some cases, this bridge is not there. For high voltage, this may have very sensitive equipments will get damages. Even the fault occurs internally. Instead of protecting this relay, it get protected internally without having this bridges, okay. This is about high impedance relay protection of bus bar, and we'll go to protection of frame also. How the protection there for the leakage of the frame, okay. What is the leakage of the frame, we will see now. This is about high impedance relay, because we use this high impedance relay due to the disadvantages in the differential relay, we'll see. And we'll see, we kept this bridge configuration with the LC tuning circuit and the triac resistance and overcurrent relay, okay. This is the configuration you need to understand. Only thing is why we connection of this. So how we connection is important here. So what are the current entering, high surges will go to this place, okay. Now we'll move to protection of frame of bus bar. So I already said that bus bar means a containing of bus bar and the thyristor and the isolation and the circuit breaker connected to either side of the bus bar, and we need to protect that bus bar. The whole thing is connected in a, so we don't in the bus bars in some cases they were not connected in separately. They will connected in a metal frame, that is we'll call switchgear metal frame. So for switchgear metal frame, there will be, if there is a fault in some isolation thing or internal bus bars, it will give the core will interact with if isolation is not there, it will interact with other coil, and it will give a leakages currents there. That is the harmful thing for our protection thing. So for that we will use for frame protection bus bar, frame protection or leakage protection, frame protection of bus bar. So this bus bar again will have so I'm taking as CTs, I'm representing TTs like this now. Okay, with isolation, that is isolation, we'll have a CTs. So to operate the CTs means the isolation will take, I mean these are all connected in metal thing. This is also metal thing. So we'll have one frame here. Okay, we'll have a metal frame here. So from this metal frame, if any fault occur internally, there will be a leakage of current. So that leakage of current, for that leakage of current, I am keeping a CT here. For that CT, I am connecting one coil here. Okay, and this is a tripping. One CT here, and this is the tripping coil. So this is a one terminal and this one, and other terminal again it is fed to. This is one incoming transformer. Let us take from this incoming transformer. We'll again have a CT here. In this CT is again fed to a fault. This is a check relay, we'll call check relay, and we'll connect this relay to here, and this is a frame relay. Okay, and this check relay and frame relay is again internally connected to the main relay to operate. Okay, so why we use all this configuration? Now to protect the frame metal, this is enough. Okay, but if there is a high some leakage is there, the CT will operate, and this will CT will operate and give CT will excited, and this gives signal to relay frame coil relay, and this can operated means the circuit will give signal to the circuit breaker. But why we need this again check relay? Why we need this mix? For suppose if any external fault occur here, if there is external fault occur means this give a circulating current, and this circulating current will flow. Only check relay will operate, but this will not operate. Okay, this whenever the check relay and frame relay are operated simultaneously, then only the main relay, which is used to protect this entire zone, will give trip circuit to the trip signal to circuit breaker to operate. Okay, only if this operated means no use. Only if this operated means no use. This will operate only for external fault. This will operate for both. This will operate for only internal fault. This will also operate for internal fault. Why? Because if there is internal fault occur, this will get excited. This give coils tripping to this check relay, and this also get information from this relay, and there is a fault occur internally. Both this check and give a main relay. So what the need of connecting this is, because if there is external fault occur, this will not operate, and this only operate, then this won't operate. This will operate only this check relay, and the frame relay will operate only this operate. So this is the main measure to keep this check relay is to avoid the external fault. So in under normal condition, if the fault occur internally, this check relay and frame relay will operate, and this gives signal to the main relay to operate, and this is about frame protection of bus bar. Okay, so this is about the bus bar protection. So we have seen protection of alternators, we have seen protection of transformers, we have seen protection of bus bars. In the next classes, we will see the protection of transmission lines. So the protection scheme I am going is, I just finished the protection of alternator. After that, we have to the circuit breaker, we have the transformer thing here. We have seen the protection of transformer, and the protection of transformer, we will have the bus bars here. We have seen the protection of bus bars now, and we will now move to protection of transmission lines. Okay, So this is the subject, which is connectivity. From the first you have seen what is the circuit breaker, and in second unit we have seen the relays, and the third unit we have seen the protection of generator, transformer, bus bar, transmission lines, and we have feeders also. Okay, thank you guys.